everything that was sold there. That is Corn Street, because the corn market's on the corner. That is Ely Street, which is a corruption of the French word for oil, and that's where the linseed oil was made. Down there we have Wood Street, and we used to have a Swine Street, but nobody wanted to live there. Now, back in Shakespeare's time, on this corner here, there was a bakery, and it was owned by Judith and Hamnet Sadler, who were great friends of the Shakespeares. And when William's twins were born, he names them Judith and Hamnet, and the couple are the godparents. As you see, we no longer have a Tudor bakery. In its place, we have a fine example of 1960s architecture. I'm going to say no more. Except that the coffee shop underneath is very good and takes your vouchers. Over here, we've got our current town hall. This is built of Cotswold stone. It was built in the 18th century. The timber frame one that was there before was blown up in the city. Now, older Cotswold stone at that time, for a small town like this, and the population was only about 2,500, that was showing off big time. That was saying to the rest of the world, oh, look how important Stratford is. That was nothing to do with William Shakespeare, however. It was about their commercial success. In fact, they pretty much ignored William Shakespeare until a gentleman called David Garrick came along. Some of you may have heard of him. He was a very famous 18th century actor-manager. Many of our inns are named after him, that one over there for a start. He felt Stratford was missing a trick, and he paid something towards the building of this town hall and for that statue up there, which is of William Shakespeare. He also ran the first ever Shakespeare Festival. He built a temporary 1,000-seater theatre down on the riverfront for the purpose. It's supposed to last 3 or 4 days. Sadly, it didn't get past the first day because it started to rain and it just didn't stop. So everybody went home and Mr. Garrick lost a lot of money. But he went on to write a play about it, which ran for ages in London, and that made him a small fortune. So we don't have to worry about it. The archways you can see on the bottom there, they've got glass in now, but originally they were open to the elements because that ground floor was the corn market, so people would be able to walk in and out. On that corner there, we have got a very fine example of the architectural style known as Victorian Gothic. This building was constructed in the early part of the 1800s. It was built originally as a bank, and as you can see, it's still a bank today. Halfway up, you can see some relief work. These are terracotta tiles which have various Shakespeare plays depicted on them. Now, the one which is depicted over the door to the bank, you might think is rather appropriate because it's the Merchant of Venice, the tale of unreasonable interest rates. Then we have this lovely row, unfortunately there's a lorry in front, but this lovely row of 16th century buildings. This is High Street. This is where the finest buildings were built after the 1940s. So I'm going to talk about the one with the flag top. You want to come a bit closer to me? Well, you might not get it. Right, so that was a butcher shop. Now we'll go over the process and you'll see the lovely farm. The couple who owned it had a daughter, Catherine, and Catherine marries Robert Harvard. The couple have a son, Jonathan, who emigrates to America. And when he dies, he bequeaths his extensive library and considerable fortune to what was originally known as Cambridge College, but then becomes Harvard University. And that house still belongs to Harvard University. It is the finest surviving example of a Tudor merchant house. Sadly, it is not open to the public very often. You have to be here at Thanksgiving American Independence Day, Shakespeare's birthday, and Heritage Weekend, which was last weekend. So I'm sorry you've missed it, which is a shame. Next door, where we've now got the Garlic Inn, this was where the really bad plague came. It started there when a young soldier by the name of Oliver Gunn returned and brought the plague with him. That was where he lived, that was where he died. Plague came through in regular intervals, but the 1564 plague was particularly bad. It killed so many people. They had no idea what caused it or how to control it, so if the plague came to your house, you were under house arrest. You are not going to be allowed out of that house until the plague is finished. People are dying so fast, you can't have proper burials or proper services. So there would be plague, which were houses over in that direction there. And the carts would come round the street at night, ringing the bell for the dead bodies to be brought out, and they would be taken to the plague pits where they would be buried with life. Dreadful. Obviously not just here, all over Europe. So on that cheerful note, we will cross the road so that you can see the carvings on Harvard House. Yeah. So do be careful.
Just one question. Son and daughter that were here, what was the son's name again? Was it Hammett?
It's Judith and Hamnet with a couple.
Not Hamlet?
No, Hamnet.
Hamlet, okay.
Yeah. So that was what William calls his twins.
Yes.
Yeah, Hamnet, not Hamlet. Sign or a butcher's shop. Not everybody can understand the written word, so many shop signs were Victorian. Here we have a dog. This is a hunting dog. It's called a Talbot. So I must assume that the butcher had a favourite dog. It's not a breed which exists anymore. Okay, shall we move further down? I've stopped here briefly. This is a modern development here. It's an entertainment area. It's called Bell Hall. It's called Bell Hall because of that bell. That is a medieval market bell. The bell, the medieval market bell, would ring to tell you that it's time to start trading. It then rings again when it's time to stop trading. So we still do that in the stock market today, don't we? And if you tempted to sell before the bell rings or after the bell rings, you would be fined, or you might even lose your license if you kept doing it. So this is very important to the running of the tower. The tower on the Guild Chapel, where we were just now, also houses the other important bell, which is the curfew bell. A curfew was a dome, usually made of metal or ceramics, and the bell would ring at 8 o'clock at night, and you then put your curfew over your fire, and the curfew would contain the fire so it doesn't get out of control whilst you go to bed, because you go to bed when the curfew bell rings, because it's dark obviously, and then you don't want your fire to go out completely, because there are no boxes of matches. It's hard work lighting a fire. So there are little air holes so that some oxygen can get to the fire, so when you get up in the morning you hope there's a bit of a glimmer to just get your fire started. So this one's the market bell, that one down there, the curfew. Going to go to the roundabout here, cross over to stand outside the white building which is now Barclays Bank.
There's a lot of money changing hands. At the end of the month, they're all transferring back over to the